thank you for joining us. The Los Angeles County Office of Education supports delegate agencies in implementing Head Start, Early Head Start, and California State Preschool for children birth through 5 years of age. As a substitute teacher, we want you to know that we appreciate your commitment to working with children and families and helping our classrooms run smoothly. To ensure that children are ready for school, our first priority is to ensure the health and safety of all children and families as they enter into our programs. In this video, you will learn how to settle into your classrooms, provide proper care and supervision, and ensure the health and safety of all children. Now, when you arrive, you will be greeted by an assigned permanent staff member. You will need to review and sign agency-specific forms. Next, you'll be taken to your assigned classroom where a permanent staff member will review all the exits and emergency protocols along the way. If they do not, be sure to ask. There will also be a permanent staff member in the classroom with you who's going to show you the lesson plan for the day, as well as the daily schedule. The most effective way to keep children safe is by making sure that children have, one, a predictable routine. So make sure you're following the daily schedule. Two, engaging activities available for all children to participate in. And three, positive teacher-child interactions and engagement. Listen, children do not get lost or hurt when they are appropriately engaged indoor and outdoors. Make sure that children have things to do. Now, across all of our delegate agencies, teachers implement creative curriculum as the primary curriculum in all of our center-based classrooms. If time permits, or if you accept a long-term substitute position with one of our delegate agencies, make sure you ask for access to the curriculum materials and activities so that you understand the flow and are prepared to implement. Also, be sure to ask about any upcoming curriculum trainings that LACO may offer for teachers on creative curriculum. As parents and families begin to drop off at arrival time, it is important that as a substitute teacher, you greet them and introduce yourself. Let them know that you are the substitute working with their child for that day, and if there's anything they want you to know. Families tend to feel more comfortable when they are aware who will be with their children all day. And family engagement can go a long way in understanding each individual child. Parents will sign their children in, and the permanent staff member will conduct a visual health check and ask about the child's general health. If you are subbing in a long-term position, you may be required to conduct a visual health check as needed. So please check in with the permanent staff member to ensure that you are aware of how to conduct a visual health check and also how to document it. In early Head Start and some of our Head Start programs, arrival time may have additional steps depending on the needs of the children. For example, in early Head Start, parents may come in and change the child's diaper prior to leaving. And for infants and toddlers, we may ask them, when's the last time the child has eaten, or when did the child wake up? These additional questions help staff know what is happening with the child as they enter into the learning environment so that they can plan and predict the flow of the day. It is also imperative to find out which of the children are on medication and where that medication is located. Pay close attention to storage, dosage, and labeling information. Improper storage and mixing up names and dosage pose extremely dangerous health risks and a liability to the program. During meal times, beware that some children may have allergies. Make sure to ask a permanent staff member about any children with specific food allergies. The care and supervision of children in our programs should occur from the moment children enter our programs until the time they are released back to their parents or primary caregivers. Supervision of children must be 100% visual at all times, meaning that teachers, whether permanent or substitutes, may always be able to see them, no matter where they are in the classroom or in the outdoor setting. Here are some key points to keep in mind about care and supervision. One, adequate supervision needs to be maintained when children transition from one activity to another, such as from indoor to outdoor play. The most accurate way to ensure that no child is ever left behind during any transition is to conduct a face to name check and head counts before and after changing locations. Number two, supervision is also required during bathroom breaks. If one child needs to use the restroom while the others are playing outdoors or are involved in indoor activities, supervision of both the individual child and the larger group must be maintained at all times. Each delegate agency may have different requirements regarding whether permanent staff or substitutes conduct toileting, so be sure to ask. Number three, whether indoors or outdoors, it is important to frequently scan the entire area to confirm the safety of all children present. Also, make sure that you are positioning yourself where children cannot get behind you or out of sight. Teachers should never be standing together in one place, and they should never be on their cell phones while caring for children. Make sure that adults stay near high use areas such as jungle gyms, and be sure to move where children move as they play and explore. Number four, classroom staff need to communicate with each other to ensure all children are being supervised at all times. If your attention needs to be focused on the individual child or just a portion of the group, make sure the other teacher knows so they have visual supervision on the kids that you may not see. At some point in the day, children will go down for quiet time, also known as nap time. Now, this is a time of the day that is set aside for children to rest and recuperate from the morning activities. This time of day will look different from site to site, center to center, and also program option to program option. For example, if you're working in an early Head Start classroom with infants and toddlers, they sometimes have their own sleep patterns. In this case, the teachers will need to ensure that the natural sleep patterns for younger children are implemented and children are not forced to stay awake or go to sleep when they're not ready. For older children in our Head Start and California State preschool classrooms, they tend to have quiet time after lunch. During this time, children are not mandated to sleep. If children are not sleeping, just make sure they have a quiet activity of their choice to entertain themselves. At the end of the day, the permanent staff on duty should take the lead in releasing children to the appropriate caregiver or guardian. If you assist in this process, make sure that you're checking the adult's government issued photo ID against the child's emergency card, which lists adults approved to pick up the child. If an individual does not have a government issued photo ID, ask a permanent staff member to verify the individual's identity. Do not release the child, contact the site supervisor. And that wraps up our video on care and supervision, health and safety for substitute teachers. Remember, your role in the classroom is invaluable. By prioritizing the well being of students and implementing the guidelines we've discussed, you're not only ensuring a safe environment, but also helping foster an atmosphere of trust and growth. Together, we create spaces where children can thrive, explore, and learn. Thank you for your commitment to our students and families. Your efforts make a difference every day. Remember, you're not just a substitute teacher, you're a vital part of our educational community.